Well, we have the Island Lake draw, and I'm over here filming because unbelievably I've already come out. I came out third, which is unheard of. I'm usually shit in draws, so I'm well happy. The water's gone gin clear, so I'm even happier. Sun's out, life is good. Busier than I'd want, obviously, but it is first day of the season and the 1st of May, so, and bank holiday, so you can expect all of that. But whatever. I've picked a swim called the All Alone, just how I like it. Sorry, Mads. So here we are then, Mads, in the All Alone. Now I fished this at the start last year. I didn't get in here from the off, I was about the 3rd person in. But I did very well, I had 7 or 8 fish I think. It was a bit warmer than this, but they love it over the back there in those snags. And the water is the clearest I've seen it, which is amazing, so handy. I've dropped a couple of canes, marker canes on the way out here, and sort of open water. But unfortunately I've left my stage stands and her long leash over in the van, so I'm just going to tip everything out of the boat, go back to the van, grab the bits I've forgotten, and then we're going to get sorted. But yeah, in general, proper looking forward to it. Oh, she's liking it, marking her territory, look. Daft dog. A few days ahead, hopefully a few fish. Still can't believe I came out 3rd in the draw. I'm notoriously rubbish at draws. But not today. Today was a good day. Poor old Mozza came out 2nd to last, I think. There we go then, all settled in. Rods are out, barbecue's on. Now we're carp angling. Well, sort of carp angling. I had quite a disappointment when I went out to those snags to put my rods in. I was expecting them to be black with carp, and I saw 2, which is not what I was hoping for at all. And that's it, that's all I've seen. Third in the draw, picked what I thought was an absolute ripper of a swim, and it doesn't look like it is. But I suppose we can always move. I don't know where to, because it is very busy. What do you think, Madalena? She don't care as long as she gets a bit of barbecue. So you've got to come and see my new Barbie. Bought it the other day online, called a Ferraboli. It all folds up into that little bit there. So it's like a little black suitcase. Literally the legs fold out the bottom, lid comes up, those 2 wings clip in, and that's it. I bought it because it's got 3 different height adjustments, which is always handy. It's a lovely little thing. Bag of that self-lighting charcoal on there, and boom, you're away. Tonight we're having, I say tonight, it's only the afternoon, we're having chicken. What else have I got? Oh, I've got 2 lots of chicken. I've got chicken thighs, tandoori style, and I've got made up some powders and dusted some lumps of chicken. I'm going to have kebabs and a corn cob. Here's my plot all set up, but can't see me brolly, can you? That's how well camoed it is. As with most of the swims on here, they're very sociable. You need a set of slippers. They do like a bit of astroturf. This swim's a little dugouty bit. Mads is quite happy on the carpet. Like I said before, the swim's called the All Alone. And I am all alone. On an island, obviously. Everything looks perfect, apart from the fact that there's not the head of carp I thought I'd see over that other side. Oh, Madalena crying behind the bivvy. Come on then. You're on about 40 foot of lead. You're not tied up. Come on. Look. There you go. What the... No, Dad, no. No. Does that say dog? Anywhere on there does it say dog? No. Does it even smell like dog food? No. Is it likely to be dog food? No. I would say you wouldn't like it anyway because it's highly currified, but we know that's not true. You'd eat anything. Get out of it! You don't honestly think I'm making kebabs for you, do you? Look at that. Get out of it. Hey? The red pepper's sort of a token gesture. 2 pieces of red pepper and about 10 bits of chicken. That's the healthy bit, part of my 5 a day. The other 4 are generally fags. Cider. You get them mosquitoes. That's good, girl. Ta-ra! Just where am I going to put them safe now? Where she ain't going to get hold of them, or the coals get down to the right temperature. Where is safe from you, Madalena? The moon? The roof? No, wrong shape. Trust. That's what I'll have to do. Have a big sword though if you steal it. Or I could take you back to Romania. Let you loose in the wild again. Cheers, people. Get out of it. Oh, she's getting there now. Look at her. It's amazing actually how much that's on the highest setting, how much heat that little one bag of coal chucks out. That chicken kebab thingy job's cooking a bit too quick, really. Don't want it to be pink in the middle, do we? Can't beat a Barbie on the bank, can you? Barbie and a nice cold can of cider. Make the most of it while it's still sunny and fairly warm, because it's supposed to be getting very wet and very windy. What is it now? It's Saturday today. Sunday night, Monday morning it's changing. Big southwesterlies, which we haven't had any southwesterlies for a long time. And a drop in pressure. I don't know if I've picked exactly the right plot for that, but good thing about this swim is, apart from it's far too bright, where are we? No, that's too dark. There we go. Is you've got all those snags at the back for when it's warmer, very shallow, and then you've got all the sort of mid-water stuff which they absolutely love, sort of halfway across. She's sort of, I don't know, depth 8-10 foot, something like that. Quite a lot of silt out there, clean silt. And last year they showed there quite a lot. It was quite a good area. So I thought by picking this I've got both options really. At the moment I've got two across the back and one sort of round to my right, up 30-40 yards. But it is nice to be able to actually see the bottom for once. I haven't seen a lot in the way of anything that looks fed on. There was one spot towards the reeds. There's a scaffold pole out there. And just short of that there was one spot that looked like it had been opened up. We shall see. Get some grub inside me. Couple of beers, early to bed, and then up at the absolute crack of. Probably get up about 4. And if I do show, I hope to show my swim, because like I say, it's very busy and I don't think there's much in the way of moving going on. How typical is that? Just about ready and it's just started to rain. Oh well. There goes spring. Right, I'm going to abandon you lot. I'm going to eat them kebabs. I'm going to wait a little while for that corn and the chicken to become a bit browner. And I'm going to retire to the bivvy out of the way of the rain. Till such times. Ta-da. Well, that wasn't the early morning I was hoping for. It's still only early morning, but my swim is dead. It just shows you with those draws, doesn't it? I was cock a hoop because I came out third. Got a swim that everybody would have wanted. Moz came out one from last, and he's had one and seen a load right up the other end of the lake. What could be described as pole position, and they're not here.
blatantly not here. The lake's a little bit busy for a move. I don't really know what to do now. Big southwesterly and drop in pressure that was supposed to be coming today is now coming tomorrow. I've done all that rubbish before. You sit and wait for the weather and wait for the weather, and the weather keeps moving away from you. And you end up wasting your time waiting for something that comes on your way home. There is one swim up the top end that's free, but it's a bit of a squeeze in. I don't want to sort of muscle in between two people just for the sake of it. Oh well, that's the first day of the season, isn't it? That's how it is.
Yep, that's a different view. That's a similar view, but this view is different. I've moved. I just couldn't get my head round it over the other side there in those snags and that. I packed up and I moved. The guy to my left in a swim called Snags 1, he went, and that's like one of the top swims. So I went straight in there, went out, I could see all his bait. I went back into my old swim, could see all my bait. Kept getting stories from across the pond from Mozza and others that the fish were showing up this end. So this is that in the distance there. Oh, come on, focus. There is that's Vipers. That's the end of the island I was on, but not the end I was on, if that makes sense. It's the other end of the island I was on, so I was on the opposite end of that, and then I moved to the back of that. And then I thought, oh, sod it. So I just come through that gap all the way up this end of the lake, which is sort of the end of the lake, and Mozza's just behind these trees. Well, they're just behind, quite a way down, but there's Mozza, then me. So busy. There's someone in there and the next swim. So I've I wouldn't normally go, I feel a bit squeezed in, but I've got a plan, a brand new plan. I'm not going to boat. I've drifted in here on the wind, and I'm going to fish from the bank with these normal wrapping stick styling. I just had a couple of casts about. I had 5 casts and found 2 different features. Just sort of bumpity hard bit of bottom stones or whatever. It's quite a deep area. I've never fished the swim. I've set up in it a couple of times and not actually ended up fishing it. I've done that in most places actually. But apparently there was loads of fish out here this morning. I don't think they're actually going down and feeding on the bottom. Mozza had the only bite, a £20 common. But the gulls and these, look, I don't know if you can see these, I believe they're hobbies. On a massive hatch. I love seeing the hobbies. I'll try and get some better footage of them later. Pretty sure they're hobbies. They feed on the wing. They actually take the insects and put them in their mouth while they're flying. So they take them with their claws and then put them into their gob rather than biting them out of the air. There's one. Oh, just see him do it. So there's loads of natural food coming out of the lake. The margins are full of, you can see them or not, little husks of insects. So I would assume the carp are quite high up in the water. So I'm going to fish one on each of them little gravel spots, and I'm going to fish one on a zig. Just a thick zig. I think it's about 12 or 13 feet out there. So probably come up 7 or 8 foot, probably 8 foot. Just fixed that one day and night on a zig. Gorgeous. This is the life we have. Myself and my neighbour, Mr. Mozza.
Thy neighbour.
Thy neighbour. We have Madalena, and we have Mozza has brought to my swim a cob with a leg of lamb inside. Hey?
Changed, doesn't it? Me cooking.
It is rare, actually, isn't it?
Although I cook for everyone else other than you.
Yeah.
That would be the.
Usually, because I'm straight in like Flynn, but as soon as you said leg of lamb, I thought, no. Mozza can
I'm
cook.
coming next door.
Oh.
Nothing to do with the 50, 60 odd shows that I've seen this morning, of course.
Probably the bigger deciding factor was the lamb.
Leg of lamb, yeah.
I squeezed into a little slot in between, but
Yeah.
I've got a leg of lamb.
Well, we sat here still waiting for the lamb, which is smelling. I mean, if this was smelly vision, you would know what this swim is like. It smells absolutely amazing. But we've got some weather on the horizon. It is absolutely chucking it down over there, wherever that might be. Windsor, I reckon, is getting pretty wet at the moment. Can you hear those sounds in the background? That's the sizzling of lamb. Oh, I can't wait. My stomach is churning. Well, the weather's getting closer. The lamb is getting closer. I'm going to give you actually a little peek. I might have to change all my light settings to do so.
Oh, I've ripped it.
Oh no. Let's just up that a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Look at him. Oh. Happy with that, Moz?
Yes. Will be once she's done, let me tell you. Looking forward to tucking into that.
Somebody else is quite interested. Any Mads? You're quite interested in that. Oh. That's epic. I know who's going to have all of that juice that's just leaked out. There is no doubt. Bit of cobbery.
Another 20 minutes, she'll be done.
Good skills. Well, look at that. She's done. She's ready to rock and roll. I've no idea how we're going to eat it. We're just going to rip the lumps off of it. Just delve into it.
Rip shards off of it, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, that looks spanking.
That's spot on.
I've been trying all day to film these hobbies. There's been, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 of them. Feeding off all the hatches coming off as they lift out the surface. I've been swooping down and taking them in their claws and popping them in their beaks. But I've been spectacularly unsuccessful. I've been trying to get a photo and it's just not really happened. There's still a couple about, but they're getting mobbed to death by the gulls at the moment. You can hear that gull. He's chasing a hobby.
It's like filming, showing fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's shown there 10 times on that one spot. Let's put it on that spot. Left of screen, right of screen.
That's how I ended up carrying.
Oh, Dave, you must have got. Have you still recording then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that come right through centre of shot. Must have done.
That's how come I ended up carrying 7 batteries at a time for this. I was on St Ives trying to film them jumping. I could film 2 minutes, and I could just do it without looking. Film, stop, review, delete, film. Film, stop, review, delete, film. And it just like jump when you're in it. And then you turn around to something and you forget to press and record. You look and think, oh, I wasn't recording. Well, that wasn't exactly the night or morning I was expecting. Well, it's still only about 6 o'clock, but I've seen one fish. It was at about 4:45 this morning. Oh, and I heard one at 10 o'clock last night. But apparently yesterday they were booming out everywhere. But I haven't seen any anywhere else either. I get quite a good view in front of the swim there, right up the channel down towards the other end. You see a lot of water from here. I think a possible over the other side, but not a lot, hardly anything. Maybe they're just keeping their heads down a bit. Now the weather's due to change drastically today. Big drop in pressure, big southwesterly winds and a load of rain. I'd like to be fishing on it, but I know the person in the swim I want to be in is going today. But there's probably a lot of other people know that as well. That's one of them games of chess, I think. I might be packed up nice and early and ready. It's right up the other end. This area will be completely on the back of the wind. But also, there's a chance of a bite. It's obviously now's a good time, isn't it? First thing in the morning. Oh well, won't be long. A week or two and it'll be back to normal. And it won't be people everywhere. Can't really expect much more, can you? First week of the season starts on a bank holiday. It's always going to be busy. Oh, there's a fish. You see that out to the right there? Decisions, as always.
Well, as predicted, I've moved. I managed to win the game of chess, I think. And ended up in the corner where this lot flowed into. I have seen no carp though. The water's very clear. I've been out in the boat. I can see the bottom, nearly all of it. I can see the last bloke's bait, which is a bit off-putting. But I didn't expect that to get eaten because I don't think they were here. I still don't think they're here. It's just a case of will they turn up. You'd think by all things carpy they would, wouldn't you? But I'm not so sure. It's been that busy. I think they might be just spooked, which means they might not be acting like normal carp and following the wind. There was 2 bites this morning at sort of on this bank at the other end, so sort of on the new windish, but not as much as here, if that makes sense. So there has been, I think there's been 1, 2, 3 fish landed. Yeah, which ain't a lot, since every swim's taken. So yeah, it's all a bit iffy, but it looks good in here. Last roll of the dice and I'm right next to the truck, so an easier way in the morning. Aha! I figured out how to film into the wind without it being deafening. I just stuck the radio mic on it, left it up there on a tripod, and I'm in here with the actual microphone. So hopefully it works. So I've moved from the top end where I was right down to, it's called Spring Gates, the swim. There's a Spring Gates on every lake, isn't there? And usually a fish called Spring Gates something or other as well. But yeah, no, I'm in Spring Gates, which is, like I said earlier, right in the corner. The wind's pumping in now. It's, well, according to the weather channel, it's probably about 20 odd at the moment, but the gusts are getting up and up and up through the day and then hitting 56 later on this evening. So you can imagine what it's looking like now at least more than doubled. I think it's going to be pretty blowy, and there's some rain coming as well. But this is the first, isn't it? This is the first low pressure southwesterly wind we've had for, I wouldn't like to say, 6 weeks. They've all been north and east based winds. That's why it's been so cold. Although it's not exactly Baltic, I mean it's not exactly tropical at the moment, it is more Baltic. But no, it's looking good. Like I say, I'm not 100% convinced. I think the fish are quite spooky, and they might still be up the other end in the middle, in the deep water, just doing nothing. But you know, throughout the evening there'll be no boat traffic after dark. Quite a lot of people are gone. It has quietened right down. No one's going to be pouncing about out there in this weather in a boat. So I'm hoping they calm down. Low pressure will get them wanting to feed. A brand new wind. And I'm just hoping they'll follow it down to here and get a couple before I go. I've only got till the morning. Well, say morning, whatever. Actually, I'm not on a time limit, but I'm going to stay till whatever. But maybe lunchtime tomorrow. And I hope to bag something. I'm starting to forget what carp look like. Hopefully that will be put right. Maybe even today. This evening, in the night, early morning. Has got a little bit of a reputation of being a very good day swim, this. Usually across to the left towards the bridge and the snags and that, which I've only got one rod over there. But I've got 2 out in open water, because to get in here they've got to come through that channel in front there. So I've got 2 out in that direction. Ping them off on the way in, get them early. But there you go. Windy out there, nice in here. Might have another cup of tea. Cool, she's getting serious out there now. Proper pumping in. I've got to have a barbecue in a minute. I reckon the cold will last about 3 seconds in this wind before it burns right out. It does look good though. Still not seen any carp, which does surprise me. Well, sort of does and doesn't, like I said earlier. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'd be quite upset if I didn't at least try fishing in prime position on this. Oh my god, we've got a tree coming in. It's going to wipe me out. Oh no, we've got away with it. One more rod to go. This is the way to barbecue. Out the back of the van. Perfect. Out the wind. Music. And the wind driving my bobbins mad. Ideal. Right, let's make some kebabs. Here we go. Cheers, people. Happy fishing. Oh. Perfect. Wow. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, 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 Madalena. Hot. A good girl. A good girl. We're cooking out the truck tonight. Living in style, baby. Do you want your dinner? Oh. How many nights have we done? This is our third night and I only bought 2 lots of dinner. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh dear. You haven't got any. No, I'm serious. You haven't got any. Oh, that was an error. Now what are we going to do? Oh, bugger. We do have a dog owner next door. Maybe he's got some. You got biscuits. I suppose you could just have biscuits. Bloody hell, Mads. Dad forgot to get you any dinner. I went to Boss's shop this morning as well. Ah. You can have tandoori chicken. I'll go and see what Obi's got in his fully stocked van. Right, there's quite a bit of irony involved here, because next door to me is another guy, Franklin, who's got a dog called Obi, who's also a bitch. And Maddie and Obi don't particularly like each other. They tolerate each other, but they're 2 large women on the same lake. But Obi, unbeknown to him, has just donated half a can of her dog food for Maddie's dinner. Maddie's going to enjoy it, and unbeknown to her, it's Obi's dinner. But she'd already had hers, and this was left over. So, if only you knew the truth, you might go on a little bit better. They don't get on that bad, they just sort of grumble at each other. When they're together, they both look in different directions. I can't see you. There you go, Mads. Good girl.
50 Cairo on Absolute Radio. It's a Bank Holiday Monday, a Through the Decades Bank Holiday special.
We're now proper sorted. Madalena in a bed in the van, raining now. Quite horrible. We've still got Sounds Barbecue still going. We're all sorted. Not exactly fitted out like some people's vans are, but maybe one day I'll get it all carpeted and insulated and what have you, but for now that's good enough, isn't it? So this is what we're down to now. It's absolutely filthy, the weather out there. We sat in the back of the van until it's just not fishing, is it, sat in the van? So we decided to come back to the bivvy where we've got to have the door shut because the rain's pounding on the front of it. The wind is tearing in here about 50 miles an hour. I'm trying to figure out what part of me thought that this was a good idea. The Moz is up the other end, completely on the back of the wind. And he's the only person up there, and just some part of my mind tells me that he might have made the right decision. I got up especially at stupid o'clock this morning, packed everything away just so that I was desperate to get this swim before anybody else. And I don't know. I think I might have made a wrong one, but we'll find out. You never know. It might rip a McDipper in the morning. What do you think, Mads? Were you happier up the other end? Because you don't look very happy now. I'll leave Maddie to make the decision. What do you think? Good or bad choice? Yeah, I tend to agree. Well, it's 6 o'clock in the morning on my second cup of tea. As you can see, the wind's calmed down a little bit, only just. It swung a few degrees further west, so still into my swim, but not into my bivvy door, which is nice. It was mental last night. Absolutely mental. And unbelievably, I still haven't had a bite. 3 nights, 3 different swims in 4 different swims. Well, I didn't actually get to cast out in one. All in different parts of the lake, different conditions. Nothing. I don't know what's going on. And it's not just me, it's been hardly anything out. It's a lot quieter angler-wise. Loads of people went yesterday, as I thought they would. And I think I'm going to be going today. I was so hoping to cap this off with a fish. It's not over. I'd say it's only 6 o'clock in the morning. There's still a chance, but I ain't seen nothing yet. I've been trying to get hold of Moz at the other end of the lake to see if his gamble paid off. Been a tricky one. Oh look, sun's out, trees are lit up. I think it's going to be out for long with that light up there. But it only takes for a couple of minutes, doesn't it? One of them to rip a McDipper and a bit of tugging and pulling. Could be a different story. At the moment, not looking good. Oh well. No one can say I didn't try. It looks lovely over that bridge, over the back there, doesn't it? The sun. Very pretty. So, there we go. Start of the season. Checkbook and pen for Laney. Blankety blank. End of the lane and off we go. Another 2 hours we'll be home. See you next time. Ta-da.